So I kind of focused on music and literature and plays and that type of stuff. And most of my presentation is mostly important dates. Black entertainment began with drumming, hymns, and griots in Africa. Over the last few centuries, black entertainment has become greater and greater, predominantly in the 1900s. In music, we have gone from hymns to blues and jazz to disco and funk to hip-hop and R&B. With literature, we have advanced from poems to plays, opera, and screenplays. Some of the prominent blacks we have seen in entertainment range from Countee Cullen, Louis Armstrong, Phillis Wheatley, Spike Lee, and Bill Cosby. So for a music timeline, in the 1880s, we had like ragtime and spirituals and folk blues and all that. But before that, even in the 1600s, we had a lot of songs were just social songs, pretty much. It wasn't really about, issues really going on, like civil rights and that type of stuff in the 1600s. In the 1900s, you had New Orleans style jazz and the boogie woogie. You had bebop. In the 1920s, we had new jazz, new jack swing, and house music, which a lot of people listen to now. Between the 50s and the 70s, it brought more rock and roll, funk, and disco. And like one of my favorite songs in that era is Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix. And the topics have really changed over time too. So for that song, for instance, it was, pretty much about him getting high. I mean, this is the time of hippies. In the early 1900s, it was mostly about discrimination and club life. We have club life, I'm saying like Duke Ellington, for example, like playing the Cotton Club. And for discrimination, I would say Strange Fruit with Billie Holiday about lynchings in the South. During civil rights, it was about freedom, and after civil rights, it became mostly about having fun again, not letting the man keep you down. And during this time, a lot of the prominent groups were the OJ, Temptations, and the Four Tops. In the 80s and 90s, funk was really popular with songs like Double Dutch Buzz. And that song was actually one of the pioneers of rap, including like a pioneer of Pig Latin, if y'all remember the lyrics, and I'm not going into that because that's a lot. And songs are also about the struggle of blacks. The songs like Grandmaster Flash's The Message, which is one of my favorite songs. And with literature and plays came a lot of advancements. In 1824, the African Company became the first African-American drama group. In 1921, Shuffle Along opened on Broadway, and it was the first musical written and performed by blacks. In 1959, you had Berry Gordy open Motown Records, which, Berry Gordy's like the man for real. For real. I'm not even kidding. Like Motown included like people like Stevie Wonder and MJ, all these great people. In 1959, you had Raising the Sun, which is written by Lorraine Hansberry. It became the first drama written by a black woman, and it was produced on Broadway. In 1972, you had Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, and that was like, the first cartoon with, all black characters. And then, of course, that came with the achievements of blacks as well. In 1933, you had Katarina Jabaro. She was the first black person to perform with the American Opera Company. And you have a lot of people like Oprah, Sidney Poitier, Bill Cosby, Angela Bassett won Best Actress in the Golden Globe Award for her performance in Tina Turner's movie, when she was portraying Tina Turner. Denzel, Halle Berry became the first black woman to win an Academy Award for Best Actress in Monsters Ball. So you have like a lot of people, and it's like a broad topic, so I think I should stop.